has been challenging. It's you all an update and a story time about the 5 million times I've wanted to quit school already. A few things keep me going, right? One of those things is my morning routine. So this is the week of where I'm sharing my mental health practices with you all in hopes that you can take some of the things I'm sharing with you to improve your mental health. Like, I feel like some of the things they tell you to do in school is just to purposely weed people out. Like, more than 60% done with the entire program, which is wild. And they have accepted. I submitted all the paperwork. And when I tell you it was so much paperwork. They pretty much should have asked for my firstborn child. They should have asked for him, right? Put me through the ringer, y'all. I have been put through the ringer. And I know other psych NPs and mental health providers in the comments below are probably going to be like, this is just the beginning. But I wanted to share like me being in school, because I feel like I don't see this enough come up. And I know if you're anything like me, you love a good come up, you love a good underdog story. Then I submit all those things and they're like, oh, this little piece of information is incorrect. Why can't they, like, when I tell you I've called the school multiple times, just going back and forth, and like you have to be on it too. Cause like I said, I feel like some of the things they do, it's purposely to weed you out. Like, do you really want it? That's really the message, is like, do you really want the thing, or are you just doing it because you see other people doing it? There was a lot of miscommunication between me and the school. I am one of the most ambitious people you will ever meet. They said I missed 10 things. I did all those 10 things in one day. I tell you, school has been nothing but trusting God. Sometimes the way before you appears to be blocked. When I tell you, I'm going to read it again. Sometimes the way before you appears to be blocked. I've shared this before, and this is me being vulnerable because this is going on my main feed. I technically do not have mental health experience, right? I did mental health clinicals when I was becoming a registered nurse, but I've never worked like in a mental health facility, right? And I have to keep saying this more and more because it just helps me. But I've shared this with other therapists, and they've been like, Lesline, you good girl, like you good. Like, they're like, you have a clear purpose, like a mission, like, worry with postpartum depression, all of that. Like, that's the main reason I'm coming into this profession, right? Because I want to help new moms specifically with that postpartum depression, right? I have like shame, like admitting, because I work remotely as a nurse at this time. Okay. So I'm not even in the people hospital anymore. Going, even like signing up to be in school, that was also an obstacle for me. And I was already making a bunch of obstacles because of all those things I just said to you. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have the experience. I don't this. I don't like, I am just going in blind, but not really blind. I have a plan. Like, that's how I felt when I first started school. And then the preceptor thing happened, blocked. Okay. If you focus on the obstacle, which I have repeatedly focused on these obstacles. Like, when I say out loud, I kind of like roll my eyes at myself because I'm like, girl, why are we still talking about you not having the experience? Like, stop saying that. Like, and this is me like talking to like myself, like, stop saying you don't have the experience. Like, you have a purpose, you have a mission, you've created a product for mothers, for new moms. You created a self-care product to help like within the mental health space. So like, you've taught multiple yoga classes, you've spoke on mental, like, why do you keep saying this? Like, and it's interesting because being in school and being in a master's program, this is my first master's program, a lot of it is, yes, it's a lot of like research. It's like research type of things, like prepping you if you want to become like a doctor. But it's also a lot of like, they want you to become a thought leader. Like, that's what they want. Like, that's one of the themes I see with school. If you focus on the obstacle or search for a way around it, because you will probably go off course. Instead, focus on me. So when I read that today, I said, read me, God, because there's just seemed to be so many obstacles. Also, I just genuinely wanted to give you an update of how school has been going, how hard it has been. But every time that I hit up a obstacle, if you will, God comes through. If that be a friend praying for me, if that be somebody that I have lunch with that just not even randomly, but is like, Lesline, you're supposed to be doing this. Like, I'm not even fronting. And it gives me goosebumps when I share this with you, because every time I be wanting to quit 11 times plus that. Okay. I've wanted to quit multiple times and I'm not even like done with the program. Right. But every single time, God shows up for me. And that makes me know I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.